Do we have any special requests this morning? No? All right. Let's begin seated today. Making whatever adjustments are necessary for your body to be comfortable. Stacking the ears over the shoulders and the shoulders over the hips. And as you give just a little gentle squeeze between the shoulder blades, try to keep that low rib cage area contained, arms relaxed, palms can be up or down. Relax the shoulders away from the ears, soften the muscles of the face. Relax your jaw. And just begin to breathe in and out through the nose. The lips are closed, the jaw is relaxed. Coming into that full, complete 3-part breath. Striving to make your inhales the same length as your exhales. Try to keep the volume of air the same, so what you take in, make sure you push the same amount out. And as you start to constrict the glottis, narrowing the airway, see if you can begin to hear the sound of your breath as it swirls there gently at the back of your throat. Let your hands come together at your heart center and just take a moment scanning the body, checking in a little further. Determining exactly what you need from this practice this morning and setting your intention. Interlacing the fingers, taking the palms, pressing them forward as you extend the arms straight. Give that squeeze between the blades again. Keeping the shoulders relaxed and down as you inhale, let the arms float up. Pausing before the shoulders lift up towards the ears. Breathe deeply. Elongate your spine. Stretch out those arms. Take another full inhale, press up through the palms. As you exhale, begin to circle the arms down, taking the right hand behind you, reaching the left hand across for that right leg. And as you inhale, lengthen again, and as you exhale, take it a little deeper into your twist. Looking back over that right shoulder, keeping the underside of your chin parallel to the ground here. Still breathing deeply here, in and out through your nose. Go ahead, take one more inhale, sit a little taller. Exhale, twist to your furthest place, and then inhale, look forward. Return the body to center. Take a deep breath in. Start to take the left hand behind you. Reach across for that left leg with the right arm, turning your chest, your head, and finally your eyes as far to the left as they'll go. And just keep breathing. Lengthening with the inhales, twisting deeper with your exhales. Good. Last deep breath comes in, stretch even taller. Exhale, twist to that furthest place, and then inhale, look forward as you return to center. Any lift you may have had underneath the seat can be removed. Make your way to your hands and your knees now. Stacking shoulders over wrists. Hips or sitting bones over those knees. Gripping the mat with the fingerprints themselves as you push the earth away. Keep lifting through the low belly and inhale. Tail and chin begin to lift as you open the throat. Exhale, draw the tail down as you tuck the chin and round. Inhaling, slowly move into cow. And exhaling all the way up into your cat. And just move at the pace of your own breath now. Waking up the spine. Try to make every inhale as slow as you can. Every exhale as complete as you can. Noticing any of those tight places within the body as you begin to move this morning. One more inhale, slowly make your way into cow. One last exhale, take it all the way up into your cat. Neutral spine as you inhale, draw the shoulders back away from the ears. On your next inhale, send your right leg back and your left arm forward to a spinal balance. Pull that left shoulder gently back and down away from the ear. Try not to lift your right ankle any higher than your hip. Just bring that right leg up parallel to the ground. Turning your left palm down to the floor, begin to move the left arm out to the left. Keep that wrist up at shoulder height, and as you continue to flex your right foot, move your right leg now out to the right. Try to keep those hips level. Try not to drop that left shoulder. On your next inhale, bring the arm and leg through center, stretch them out long, and as you exhale, set the hand and the knee down. Bring your big toes together, sit your hips back onto your heels. Try to keep those knees at a hip distance stance as you come back into this first child's pose. Relaxing the chest, the head, the arms. Just let those shoulders roll and melt off the back. And then reaching those arms forward, pull yourself up into table, ensuring that your hands are at a shoulder distance width. If the knees went a little wider than hip distance, readjust. Inhaling, take your left leg back and your right arm forward, just changing sides in your spinal balance. Point that left big toe just slightly into the right. Inwardly spiral your upper left thigh. Create some space between those left toes. See if you can create some space between all of your right fingers. Pull that right shoulder gently back and down away from the ear, but lift your left shoulder right now up and away from your left wrist. Turning your right palm down to the ground, begin to move that right arm out to the right, stopping when you get to the shoulder area, and then begin to move that left leg out to the left. Keep those hips level, keep flexing the foot. Try not to drop your right shoulder down just to get that left leg further forward. Keep lifting through the low belly. On your next inhale, take the arm and leg back through center, stretch them out long, and as you exhale, lower the hand and the knee down. So this time as you bring your big toes together, take your knees as wide as your mat, sit your hips back to your heels, and take it back into child's pose. And just breathe here. Relaxing the arms, the wrists, the fingers. Relax the shoulders, the length of your spine. Let your head be heavy. And as you reach those hands back to the top of your mat, crawl them as far forward as they'll go. Pull yourself up onto your hands and knees. Bring your knees back in under the hips. Make sure your wrist is parallel with the top edge of your mat. As you slide your knees back an inch or two, curl your toes under. Push your hips up to the ceiling. Push your chest gently back, relax your head, just let it hang heavy. Try to really move the weight out of the hands, back into those legs. Breathe deeply. So let's check to make sure our hands and feet are in the right position. So just come forward to the top of a push-up. Your body should be in a straight line without much adjusting. So keeping your feet where they are, lift your hips back up to the sky, push your chest gently back. So if you need to walk the feet in an inch or two is okay. Try not to bring them in too close to the hands. Breathe. Good. Let's inhale, rise to the toes, soften the knees as you look forward, and then start to bring your feet all the way up to the top of your mat, right in between those hands. Come up halfway as you inhale, lengthening the spine, and fold over the legs as you exhale. Inhale again to that flat back. And exhale, fold, hinge from the hips. Last time, inhale, look out in front of you, bit of weight in the toes. Draw the low belly in as you fold down and hold. Just as much weight in the toes as you have back in your heels. Feel that stretch up the back of your legs. Now we press through the feet, little bend to the knees. As you inhale, lift through the back of the head, let the arms circle out to the sides and all the way up, palms touch. Bring the hands down in front of the heart. Take an inhale. Exhale completely, and then inhale, circle the arms up as you look forward. Lean to the right as you exhale and hold. Push that left hip just out to the left slightly. Keep the chest pointing straight ahead. Compress that right side of the body as you bring the weight evenly into both your feet. On your inhale, come back up slowly. Shoulders stay down as you lean to the left. Push that right hip out to the right. Chest is forward. Weight is equal in both those feet. Compress the left side of the ribcage. On your next inhale, slowly come up. Separate your hands to shoulder distance apart. As you inhale, lift the chin, reach up. As you exhale, push the hips forward, lean the torso back. Lift your heart towards the ceiling above you in this back bend. Take an inhale to come back up. Palms open out as you swan dive all the way down. Come up halfway as you inhale. Plant your hands, step back to plank pose as you exhale. Pull the low belly in, press the earth away. If you need a modification, you would simply touch the knees down. Breathe. Keep those fingerprints gripping, and as you inhale, look slightly out in front of you, lower slowly down as you exhale. Untuck the toes, send the chin forward as you lift through the back of the head. Keep pulling the heart forward as you stretch those toes back behind you. Kneecaps are lifted, tops of the feet are heavy. Good, inhale, come up just a little higher, tuck the toes, hips to the sky. Downward facing dog, press the heels gently down. Push the chest back. Try not to let those hands turn in or turn out too much. Keep those wrists nice and straight. Good. On your inhale, let your right leg lift up slowly behind you. Keep the foot flexed. Maintain that long, deep, even breathing. Inhale that right leg a little higher. As you exhale, bend the right knee, stack the right hip over the left hip. As you turn those hips to the right, keep the chest facing down. So lower that right shoulder back down, level with the left. Relax your head. As you draw your right heel towards your left buttock, try to spread those toes. Inhale, straighten out your right leg and square your hips. Take a big step forward now with that right foot. Stay on the ball of the back foot. Widen your feet to hip distance. How far back can you slide your left foot now? As you bend deeply into the right knee, pull your right hip back and your left hip forward. Move the heart forward. Move the chin forward, away from the chest, looking out in front of you. Press that left leg as straight as you can. Keep melting both hips down towards the ground. Good. Now bring your left hand just a little closer to your right foot, maybe by an inch or two. Take your right arm out like a wing. Turn your head. Look at that right thumb. So your wrist right now is in line with the shoulder. Keep it like that. As you inhale, start to lift the right arm. Stay light on the pads of those left fingers. Lifting the heel of that left hand away from the ground. Reach those right fingerprints up to the sky. So you're on the pads of the left fingers. Take another deep breath in, stretch a little higher. As you exhale, let that right arm come all the way down. Let's plant both palms flat on the mat. And without lifting the heel of either hand, lift your right foot up, step it back to meet the left, and just push your hips up towards the ceiling. Press those heels down. We're back in down dog. Pushing the chest back. Let that head just hang heavy in on an inhale. Lift the left leg slowly up. Flex your foot. Spread your toes. Good. As you inhale, lift that left leg even higher. Start to bend the knees. Stack that left hip on top of the right as much as you can without lifting the left shoulder. So bring that left shoulder back down, level with the right, chest square to the mat. And try to turn your hips to the left. As you inhale, straighten out that leg, squaring off the hip, and take a big step forward with the left foot now. Try to bring your foot right up in line with the hands. Heel of the foot in line with the heel of your hands. Now walk the left foot out to the left a bit. Start to slide your right foot back. Keep wiggling that right foot back. How far back can you take that right foot? Make sure that you've got 2 fist distance between those two heels. Try to sit those hips down. Now lift the chest, lift the chin a little bit. Look out in front of you. Keep pressing your right leg as straight as you can. Can you get your hips to sink down to the height of that bent left knee, perhaps? Gripping with the fingerprints, elongating your spine. Try to keep the heels of those hands back in line with the heel of that left foot. So now all we're going to do is bring the right hand just a little closer to the left foot. Gripping with those fingerprints still, take your left arm out like a wing, turn your head, look at the thumb, keeping your wrist and your shoulder in line on an inhale, start to lift that left arm up. Try not to let that left knee fall out to the left. As you turn your chest open to the left, pull both shoulders gently down and away from those ears. Grip with those right fingers, strengthen that wrist and forearm. Take one more inhale, reach your left fingers even higher. As you exhale, the left arm comes down as you plant both palms. Pick your left foot up, it joins the right, press back to downward dog. And breathe here, in through the nose and out through the nose. Try to lengthen the sides of the neck, pull the shoulders back and down, away from the ears. Now inhale, come forward to plank. Lift through the low belly. Breathe. Press the space between your shoulder blades up towards the ceiling. Look forward as you inhale. Use your whole exhale to lower with control. Curl into your cobra, Bhujangasana. So your hands should always be behind the tops of the shoulders here, elbows hugging in. Stretch your toes back, pull your heart forward, take one more inhale, and lower your forehead down as you exhale. Tuck your toes. Inhale, try to press up to plank in a straight line. Nice, press back to downward facing dog. And breathe. Making every movement very slow, very deliberate, like a dance. Make it like a moving meditation this morning. Inhaling, and the right leg lifts slowly up. Breathe. Good, inhale the right leg a little higher and then a big step forward again with that right foot. Walk the right foot out to the right, slide that left foot back. Now hands walk up to the right knee and all the way up to the hips. Square your hips to the front of your mat. If you're feeling wobbly, take your feet a little wider apart widthwise. Now as the shoulders come back, relax the arms down at the sides, palms roll open, start to lift the chin. Bend deeply into that right knee, and on an inhale, reach the arms all the way up. Shoulders relaxed and down. Keep that right hip pulling back and that left hip shifting forward. Breathing in through the nose, breathing out through the nose, looking up as much as you can. Take one more inhale. Exhale, lower the hands down. We're going to take a big step forward with the left foot, adjusting the feet to hip distance as you fold over those legs. And breathe here. Trying to keep equal weight balance between heels and toes. Good. As you inhale, look out in front of you. Heel toe your feet together, plant your hands flat, and step back to the top of a push-up. Look forward on the inhale. Lower it with control as you exhale. Take it to cobra. Exhale, pause, give a little squeeze between those shoulder blades. Good, one last inhale, and as you exhale, let the forehead touch down, tuck the toes. Press back up in a straight line as you inhale, back to down dog as you exhale. Relax your head, let it hang heavy. Inhale, left leg lifts. Flex the foot, spread the toes. Take another deep breath in, and then a big step forward with the left foot. We walk it closer to the left hand as we wiggle that right foot back. Setting up for that high lunge, hands to the knee now. Walk the hands up to the hips, shoulders come back. Stay on those back toes. Square your hips, sink those hips down, and then relax the arms down as the palms roll open. When you're ready, on an inhale, the arms begin to lift slowly up. Relax the shoulders down, sit the hips down, lift the chin. Maybe you can look up a little bit higher. Keep that left hip pulling back and that right hip moving forward. Take another inhale, really extend, and as you exhale, arms come all the way down. Let's take a big step forward with the right foot. Adjust your feet so there's 2 fist distance between those heels, and bind your big toes with your first 2 fingers and thumbs. Now look forward as you inhale, bring a bit of weight into the toes, pull yourself down as you exhale. Flare the elbows. Pull the shoulders back away from the ears. Hands pull up on the feet, toes push down into the fingers. Keep those hands and feet working equally. Keep that breath flowing smoothly. Good. As you inhale, gaze forward, elongate the spine. Release the big toes. Heel toe the feet together. Plant your palms. Step back to plank. Breathe. Lift through the belly. Look forward as you inhale. Lower slow as you exhale. Hands are behind the shoulders as you come up into cobra. Stretch those toes back. Take your arms back like jet airplane wings now. Palms are off the ground. Squeeze between the blades. Can you lift both those legs off the ground, keeping them straight? Keep stretching the toes back. Keep stretching those fingers back. Inhale, come up even higher. Exhale, forehead down, hands beside the chest, tuck the toes. Inhale to plank. Exhale, press back to down dog. And breathe deeply here. Let your head hang and be heavy. Good, inhale onto the toes, soft knees, look forward and let your feet come forward to your hands. Inhale, come up halfway. And exhale, fold over the legs. Inhale, reach the arms up, look up. Palms come together, exhale, bring your hands to your heart. Take an inhale and an exhale. Inhale, circle the arms up, look forward and lean to your right as you exhale. Grab a hold of that left wrist with the right hand. Give a little tug on that arm, but keep the shoulder down. Take the weight into that left foot now and start to float your right leg out to the right. Ankle in line with the hip still. Flex the foot. Compress that right side. Can you inhale that right leg a little higher? Exhale, right foot back down. Inhale, bring the upper body to center. Release the wrist and lean to your left. Hold on to the underside of the right wrist with that left hand. Keep that right palm facing the left or down. Give a little gentle tug. Take the weight into the right foot now and take that left leg out to the left. Use your drishti here, your gazing point. Push out through the heel and the ball of the foot. Try to really squeeze on that left side. Inhale the left leg even higher. Exhale, left foot comes down. Inhale to center. Hands separate to shoulder distance. Take an inhale, look up, reach up, turn your palms out, let your arms just circle around and place your hands on the small of your back. Squeeze the shoulder blades together, really crack that chest open, looking up still, deep breath in. Lean back as you exhale, open that heart. Keep pushing those hips forward, keep that squeeze between those shoulder blades. If your back bend is a deeper back bend, the hands might even start to walk down the back of those legs, keeping it safe, maintaining that breath. Good, if you walk the hands down the back at all, bring them back to the small of your back, push into your palms, inhale, come up, bring your fingers around to the front of the hips. Inhale, lift through the crown, soft knees, begin to fold forward, lead with the chest. Release your hands to your ankles or your calves as you inhale, look out in front of you. Exhale, pull yourself down, holding the back of those legs, chin, nose, then forehead, draw in. Try to find a steady place in your posture. Good, and then releasing a hold at the back of the legs. Make sure that your knees are bent. Let your whole upper body just hang for a moment. Let the arms just dangle. You're in a rag doll. Shaking the head as though motioning no. And then nodding the head as though motioning yes. And then just let it go. Good, let's keep the right foot where it is. Hands come to the ground. Take a big step back with your left foot. Widen your feet to a hip distance stance. Wiggle that left foot back as far as it'll go. Set your left knee down for just a moment. Keep the back toes tucked as you bring your right hand to your right knee. Straighten your right arm. Bring your left arm out like a wing. So keeping that right knee over the right ankle, make sure it's not going past it. Let's take that left arm all the way across that right leg, all the way above that elbow if you can get it. Now bring your palms together. Start to bend both those elbows. Bring your hands towards your heart center, thumbs drawing in towards the chest. Look over that right elbow or shoulder. And the option is here to pick the left knee up off the ground and straighten the back leg. Working to your edge. Keep pressing into that right big toe and that inner right heel as you move into your twist. Deepening that twist now. Maintaining that breath. Take another inhale, lengthening the spine. As you exhale, twist to your furthest place. Set your left knee down. Look down and release your hands down. Picking up the left knee, take a big step forward with the left foot and fold over the legs. Try not to lock out those knees. And now we step the right foot back. So adjust your feet so they're wide enough apart so you're not wobbly in the pose. Wiggle that right foot back, set the right knee down, keep the back toes tucked. So with the left knee over the left ankle, we bring the left hand onto that knee and bring the torso up, right arm out like a wing. Thread the needle, so take that right arm across that left thigh, slide it all the way up above that elbow, and then bring your palms together, start to bend your elbows, bring your hands towards your heart. And if you did so on the other side, perhaps you're straightening the right leg now. Spiraling your chest, looking back behind you, twisting, breathing. Continuing to try to sit your hips down towards the ground at the same time. Feel that stretch in that right hip flexor. Take another inhale, really lengthen your spine. As you exhale, twist to your furthest place, setting your right knee down, looking down, releasing your hands down. So this time we're going to plant both palms as we pick up the right knee. Take your left foot back to join your right and press back into your downward dog here. Stretch it out. Noticing how the body has changed from the first time you came into this posture this morning. Roll the weight into the thumb and pointer finger. Roll the weight to the inner edges of your feet as well. Good. As you inhale, rise high on the toes, soft knees as you look forward. Let your feet come forward, but stop about 1 foot to 1.5 feet behind your hands. Kind of drop into a squat. So sit down on the heels, take your knees out to the side. So we haven't lifted our palms are still flat. So you're going to hug your elbows in now to shoulder distance. Lift the hips up away from the heels and place your knees onto the backs of the arms as close to those armpits as you can get them. And then start to lean some weight into the hands. Looking out about 18 inches or so past the tips of your fingers, maybe your right toes can get light and lift. And then maybe the right toes can settle down and the left toes can get light and lift. Keep hugging the elbows in, keep squeezing the knees in, set the left toes down. Shift the weight back into the hands if you took it out. Can both sets of toes get light? Maybe they can lift. Keep hugging the knees in, keep squeezing those elbows in our Bakasana, our crow. Take another inhale, and as you exhale, set the toes down. Step back to downward dog. So move the weight out of the hands back into those legs, taking the pressure out of the wrist. Hips to the sky as the heels press down. Take another deep breath in, and on your exhale, set your knees down. Bring them together, untuck your toes, sit your hips back to your heels. So with the thighs together, lower your chest, lower your head, If your head doesn't make it to the floor, support it with your hands. If your head does make it to the ground, you're resting closer to your hairline than you would be to the bridge of the nose as you circle the arms back alongside the body. And just relax here. Let your hips begin to shift from side to side slowly. Notice what you feel through the front of those hips, through the hip flexor. Bring your hips to center. Go ahead, place your hands on either side of your head and slowly straighten the arms. So look down at your hands, make sure that they're at a shoulder distance width. Take your head now down onto the ground and bring it forward away from your hands, about as far forward as your hands are wide widthwise. So now you've got 3 points of contact with the ground that are all equidistant from one another. Hug your elbows in and pull your shoulders up and back away from your ears. Now keep your fingers gripping, tuck your toes, lift your knees, start to straighten the legs, and start to walk your feet towards your face. If there's any pain in the neck, set your knees back down and stay there. If there's not pain in the neck, keep walking the feet in, keep hugging the elbows in. Can your knees come to rest onto the backs of the arms? Toes are on the ground to start. Once the weight is in those arms, maybe the toes can get light. Maybe they can even lift. Big toes coming towards each other as the heels draw in towards the buttocks. Keep pulling the shoulders away from the ears. Keep hugging the elbows in. Do you have the ability to lift the knees just off the arms, maybe by an inch or so? Just that. And if you can hold that, you might be ready to lift those legs up slowly. All different options, lots of different levels here. Maintaining that breath. If the legs are up, try to bring the knees then back down onto the backs of the arms. Let your toes come down to the ground. Walk your feet back, set your knees down. Untuck your toes, sit back into child's pose. Keep the head low and breathe. Just letting your body have time to acclimatize, to adjust, coming out of the head low posture slowly, hands to either side of the head, and begin to straighten the arms. Sit back into Vajrasana for just a moment and let that blood continue to descend down from the head, face, neck, shoulders. Take a deep breath in, and as you exhale, melt your right ear over toward your right shoulder. Keep your face forward. Inhale through center, and then left ear over towards left shoulder. Inhale to center. Exhale, lift the chin, open the throat, tipping the face up towards the ceiling. At some point, you may find you need to open the mouth to keep the jaw relaxed. Keep breathing through the nose. Inhale, lift the head back up slowly, and as you exhale, let your chin begin to melt down toward your chest. Try to maintain that squeeze between the blades, so don't let your upper back round here at all. Inhale, lift the chin, open the eyes, sit over to one hip, and let your legs come forward in front of you. And as you extend those legs out and remove the flesh from underneath those sitting bones, take your legs and just open them wide apart. So if you need a little lift under the seat, you can place that into position. So once you've taken the legs out as wide as they'll go and you're tipped forward a little bit with the pelvis, make sure your kneecaps and your toes point straight up to the ceiling above you. Giving that squeeze between the blades, shoulders come back over the hips, ears come back over the shoulders. Bring your palms together, hands at your heart. Press your heart to your thumbs and your thumbs to your chest. Interlace your fingers. What fingers are on top? Do it the opposite way now. Press the palms forward. Give a little squeeze between the blades, and then begin to float the arms up slowly. Don't let the shoulders lift. Take another deep breath in with your exhale. Take a little side bend to your right, keeping both buttocks down, chest opening forward. Inhale to center, and as you exhale, take it over to the left slowly. Try to use the whole inhale when you move, the whole exhale when you move. On the inhale, slowly rise. Exhale, let the arms slowly circle down. Bring your hands in between your thighs. As you inhale, lift through the crown. Begin to crawl your fingers forward. Don't let your toes fall forward or back. Keep your chest moving through the upper arms. So the point is not how far forward you can get your hands, it's how far forward you can get your chest. And when your chest can't go any further forward, push out through the heels, toes pull back. Dragging the chest just a little further. Relax your head now all the way down. Close your eyes. Keep pressing out through the heels and the balls of the feet. Keep your toes pointing straight up in the air. Try to let that pelvis start to tip in this pose, as though you could turn your tailbone towards the wall behind you or almost the ceiling above you. Slow, full, even breathing. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. See if you can drag that heart just a little forward. Maybe the fingers can crawl just a tiny bit ahead. Almost there. On your next inhale, begin to lift the head, and those hands begin to walk back in, coming all the way back up to where you began. Lifting through the crown, press out through the heels. Good. Let the hands come around behind you now as you lean back into the hands. Bring your legs in about halfway. Give them a gentle shake. And then bring those legs all the way in. Pull those toes back. Press out through the heels. Engage your quads. Lift the kneecaps. Inhale, arms beside the ears. Pull your shoulders down. Take another inhale. Lengthen through the crown. And start to move the heart in the direction of those feet. Arms stay next to the ears as you lean the heart forward. Don't let the arms drop. So extend and lengthen from the hips to the shoulders, right up and out through those wrists. Take another deep breath in. Fold to your furthest, relax the arms down. Take a gentle grip on whatever you can reach comfortably. Pull the low belly in as you drag that heart a little bit further, and then relax your head all the way down. Close your eyes. Notice how this changes the fold and where you feel it when we have the legs together rather than wide apart. So where does your body prevent you from going further? Where is that hard stop? Try to breathe into that space. Lengthening as you inhale. Softening and melting as you exhale. Keep pressing out through the heels. Keep pressing out through the balls of the feet as you spread your toes. Inhale to look forward, and as you exhale, just release your hands to the tops of the legs and begin to walk the hands slowly up, removing any lift you may have underneath the seat. Let's come all the way down to lie out onto the back with the feet up at the top of the mat. Take the arms all the way back behind you, stretch the fingers back, stretch the toes forward, deep breath, stretch it out. Exhale, arms to the sides. Draw your knees into your chest, using your core strength to bring them in. Bring your arms like railings right down beside you and send the soles of your feet towards the ceiling above you. Point your toes and flex your feet. Point your toes and flex. Point, flex, hold. So keep flexing the feet, pull the toes towards you. Keep pressing those heels towards the ceiling above you. Can you lift your hips up off the ground, dropping your legs right down and over your face? Walk your hands towards each other. When you can't bring your hands any closer to one another than they already are, bend at your elbows and place your hands at the small of your back. Try to point your fingers up rather than in. So you might stay here, legs close to the face. This tends to be a little bit easier. Some of you may choose to take the legs and lift them up, maybe just a third of the way, maybe 2/3 of the way, maybe all the way. Working towards that place where you are comfortably uncomfortable. There should be no pain in the neck, no pain in the shoulders. Don't hold the breath, breathe even deeper than you have been throughout this entire practice. Allow for that drainage of blood to happen. Asking the heart to work a little harder to get the blood back up to the feet now as well. Just start to take your legs now wide apart. Keep your ankles in line with your hips. Flex your feet and press out through the heels and the balls of the feet. So how wide can you get your legs? Take them wide. Good, inhale, legs together. Exhale, let your legs lower over your face, coming back into plow, those of you in shoulder stand. If your toes just touch the ground behind the back of the head, walk the feet a little closer, press the backs of the knees open. You can release the palms to the floor or even clasp your hands to climb a little higher up onto those triceps and shoulders. So try to keep the legs as straight as possible. Good. Release your palms to the ground. Keeping your head on the ground, start to roll your upper back down to the ground. Keeping your head on the ground, let your mid-back come down. Keep the head pressing, palms pressing, let your low back touch down, arms now hugging your sides. Press the soles of the feet to the sky, take a deep breath in, and use the whole exhale to lower your legs down with control, pushing your heels forward as those legs descend. And once your heels touch down, walk your feet towards your fingers. Plant your heels there in line with your sitting bones. So maybe your middle fingers are touching the outer edges of those heels. Now big toes are slightly in here in the posture. Flatten your low back to the ground. Inhale, lift your hips towards the ceiling above you, coming up into Setu Bandhasana, our bridge pose. So imagine you are holding a yoga block right now in between your knees. You don't want to let your knees fall wider than your ankles. So press into your big toes, your inner heels. Can you walk your hands a little closer together? If your thumbs touched, you might be ready to clasp hands. If the thumbs didn't touch, just keep pressing the palms flat. Push your heart now up and towards your chin. Really drive down through the feet, the arms, the shoulders, and the back of the head. Really engage your quads to lift your hips high. Good. Inhale, rise high on your toes. Take your arms out from under you and roll your back down slowly, one vertebra at a time. Let the heels touch down, and now cross your right ankle over your left knee. Flex your right foot and spread your right toes. Press your right knee forward and then draw your left knee into your chest, reaching your right arm between those legs. Maybe you're grabbing the back of your left thigh or the front of your shin just below the knee. Keeping your low back on the ground, flexing both your feet. As you pull your left leg in, try to push your right knee away at the same time. Breathing into that right hip, that right buttock. Now see if you can lean just slightly to the left, rolling onto that ridge of muscle along the left side of the spine. Keep squeezing that left knee in, keep pressing that right knee away. Shoulders are relaxed and down, back of the neck is long. If you leaned and stayed, come back to center. Take another inhale, draw that left leg in even tighter, and now release the grip of your hands and set your left foot down on the ground. Bring your arms down to the ground beside you and send the sole of your right foot up to the ceiling above you. Grab a hold of the back of the right leg with those hands and pull the right leg towards you. Left foot can stay planted flat, or you can extend that left leg straight out onto your yoga mat. So keeping your right leg as straight as you can, shoulders relaxed and down, pull that right leg in as close to you as you can. On an inhale, lift the head and the upper back. Maybe you can walk your hands to your calf or even up to your ankle. Flare your elbows. Look up towards your thumbs as you pull that right leg in. Press the back of that right knee open at the same time. Lifting the chest towards the thigh. Relax the shoulders down. Take one more inhale, and then hands slide down the leg as you lower yourself down. Release the arms down next to you. Press your palms into the floor. Press the sole of that right foot up to the ceiling above you. Hold a steady posture and breathe. If that leg starts to shake, push more firmly into your hands. Resist the urge to reach for the leg. Press your hands down. Take another full inhale, and as you exhale, lower your right leg halfway down and pause. And with your inhale, see if you can find a bit more length in that leg, and then lower halfway down again. Inhale, press out through the heel. Exhale, lower the heel to 1 inch off the floor and take a deep breath in. And then relax that right leg. Relax both legs. Give them a gentle shake. Walk your feet towards your fingers. Plant your heels right in front of those sitting bones. Cross your left ankle over your right knee and draw your right knee into your chest. Left arm between the legs. Grabbing the back of the right thigh or the front of the shin as you push your left knee forward. Flex both of your feet. Shoulders are down. Low back is down on the ground. And then it's that little subtle lean to the right to find that ridge of muscle along the side of the spine. Deepening the stretch through the left hip, through the left buttock. Breathe into the tightness, any tension. And then come back to that center position if you're still lean to the right. See if you can pull that right leg in just a little bit tighter. Take another inhale, and as you exhale, release your hands and lower your right foot down. Bring your arms like railings beside you. Send that left leg up to the ceiling above you. Take your hands to the back of your left thigh, pulling your left leg in. You can keep the right leg bent, or you can straighten it out. What did you do on the other side? Start to really draw that left leg in. On an inhale, lift the head and the upper back. Hands can walk up the leg. Look up to your thumbs. Pull the shoulders down. Pull the left leg as close to the face as you can without bending the knee. Take another inhale, lift the chest closer to that thigh, and then hands slide down the leg, lower yourself down, keep your left leg up, release your palms beside you. So you want your arms almost hugging the sides of the body as you make a footprint on the ceiling with the sole of that left foot. How straight can you get that left leg right now? How deeply can you breathe? Keep pressing that right leg down to the ground. Keep pressing the back of the head, shoulders and arms. Take another inhale. Exhale, the leg comes halfway down and we pause. Inhale to find a bit more length and then lower halfway again. Inhale, push the heel away and then lower to 1 inch off the ground. Take a deep breath in, push the heel forward, and then let that heel touch. Relax both legs, give them a gentle shake. Walk your feet towards you, bring your arms to a T. Palms are down, knees come into the chest. Take a full inhale. Both knees melt to the right as you turn your head to the left. Before your left shoulder lifts, set your feet down and maybe turn your palms up if that feels more relaxing. Close your eyes. Breathe into the left lung, that left side of the chest, so very open right now and exposed. Notice where you're holding tension. Any tightness within the body? What do you feel up at the shoulders and the neck? What are you feeling through the low back and the hips? Just let your whole body begin to relax, begin to release, begin to let go. Slow inhales, slow, complete exhales. Press down into both your palms, re-engaging through both legs. Inhale, head and knees, slowly come up. As you exhale, transition now over to the other side, relaxing your feet down before your right shoulder leaves the ground. Palms can be up, palms can be down. Just relax. Just release. Trying to relax just as much on this side as you did when you twisted to the right. Bringing balance to the body, bringing balance to the mind. Try to still maintain balance with your breath. Taking one last deep breath in. Exhaling to let it all go. Press into your palms. Inhale, come through center, head and knees. Reach for the knees with the hands and squeeze them in. Now let's draw the forehead towards the knees and wrap the arms more tightly around those legs. Start to scrunch up those feet. Scrunch up the face, squeeze the scalp, take another inhale, hold the breath, squeeze every muscle one last time, and then release the head down. If you have extra clothing you'd like to reach for, go ahead and make yourself comfortable. Set yourself up for your final pose of rest. Shavasana, corpse pose. The more comfortable you are as you settle into the pose, the easier you will find it to remain still. Bring your body into a position that feels symmetrical so that the ankles are at the same angle from the hips as the wrists are from the shoulders, palms facing up to the ceiling, shoulder blades tucked underneath you. Make any last final adjustments that are necessary so that your body is comfortable. And then allow yourself to just become still. Allow yourself to relax. Relax. The breath, come back slowly, longer, deeper. And start to bring movement back now to your fingers and your toes, to your wrists and to your ankles, letting your head begin to turn very slowly from side to side. And as your head rolls back to center and your legs slide together, point your toes, reach your arms back over your head. Take a long, deep breath in, stretch the body out, and relax as you exhale, arms down. Draw your knees to your chest. Reach for them with your hands and just rock from side to side a few times, back and forth, massaging your back one last time. Roll over onto your right side and pause and breathe and notice and just be here in this moment, connected to your body through your breath, giving thanks for this practice this morning, this amazing way to start your day. And you carry its positive effects with you throughout your day. You can draw on them whenever they're needed, during times of stress, tension. With your eyes still closed, as slowly as you can, begin to make your way up to a seated, cross-legged position. Hands come to the heart. Send a silent thank you out to those who joined you in the space this morning, who shared their energy with you. We end our practice today with the chanting of Om one time. Join me if you would like to. Take a deep breath in. Hinging from your hips now, folding forward, your hands can come down as a means of support. Take a moment here in this pose of gratitude to give thanks for something, whatever it might be. What comes to mind first when you think of gratitude? What are you grateful for? The divine light within me graciously, humbly acknowledges that same divine light within you. Namaste.